you are doing and have done. Imagine yourself in solitary in a jail cell. He wants action reports from active individuals. For example, an action report would be something like, my name is, and your state, location, so far, and then you would write something like, so far I have organized with my local name, the activist collective, spoke about and passed out flyers describing your case or the case of Free Pinckney. I have gotten articles in XYZ newspapers. I have organized X amount of donations to bhbanco.org. I have gotten this far with my foreign embassy, etc. Tell Pinckney what you have done. These are action reports. He is alone, like I said, in a cell and cut off from communication and needs action reports from you. The address to write to Reverend Pinckney will be posted at freepinckney.wordpress.com and at bhbanco.org, but I'll give it just once. Edward Pinckney is the first line, EDWARD Pinckney. Second line, prisoner number, so number sign, prisoner number 294671, 294671. Next line, G. Roberts, ROBERTS, Cotton, COTTON, Reception Center. Next line, 3855 Cooper Street. 3855 Cooper Street, COOPER. Next line, Jackson, Michigan, JACKSON, Michigan 49201. Reverend Pinckney appeals to you. He makes this special New Year's Eve Christmas holiday epiphany appeal to you. Jay Whitten from our Russian local reports that important Russian journalists that are close to the Russian Foreign Ministry and Foreign Minister Lavrov are being briefed. They are interested in the case. Stay tuned next week. I will have more information on how our work in Russia is shaping up. We have about half the states mobilized, connected with their local civil rights and other interested local activist organizations, drawing parallels between their communities and the case of Reverend Pinckney to use Free Pinckney as an example of what might happen in their community and state while mobilizing to help Pinckney now. I need to go through a calendar of the case. Judge Chirac and the prosecutor Mike Sepik have not yet responded to our sentencing brief. Pinckney's final sentence, where Judge Chirac has the power to throw out the sentencing or ask for a retrial, is on January 15th. This will be decided by Chirac, who has tremendous discretion in matters before the court, including sentencing. Our lawyers have their job, but we have to consider our role as activists. It is important now whether Chirac considers Reverend Pinckney to be a bigger threat in prison or out. If the international spotlight is on Berrien County with critical articles and press about Berrien County, then by January 15th, Judge Chirac may have to say to himself, this is not only not going to go away, but it's going to get worse. Most lawyers tend not to be big believers in activism, but part of Free Pinckney is that we are activists, and Reverend Pinckney is an activist. We can never let the lawyers get us so paranoid that we become immobile. Some people feel that writing to the judge is not a good idea, and some say it is a good idea. We say it is absolutely necessary. If Judge Chirac gets the idea that we have backed off in any way, then he will feel that he can do whatever he wants in his own that vacuum that exists there.
Hang on, Daniela. We'll get you back here in the next segment. Hold that thought. Back in a minute on World Crisis Radio.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you. Has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day. Unique, affordable survival supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit MyPatriotSupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Mike Stenerson from Midas Resources. In no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar's lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
On Facebook, on the news, and in conversations with friends, we're bombarded every day with advice on how to be healthier, from gluten-free and non-GMO diets to how much exercise and sleep the body needs. But how much have you heard about alkalizing the body? AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are a holistic and natural way to get your body's pH levels back in balance. Just a few drops in water will help your body rid itself of harmful waste. And even the healthiest of diets can be complemented with your daily use of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops. Who isn't looking for more vibrance, vigor, and energy? Now buy 2 bottles of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops and get $10 off your order. Visit alkavision.com or call 800-518-7615. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are packed with a powerful combination of the most alkaline minerals and compounds. Open the door to greater health, vitality, and zest for life. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health. Call 800-518-7615 or head to alkavision.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. G.
Epiphany edition of World Crisis Radio. We're getting an excellent rundown on the situation of Reverend Edward Pinkney, now in jail in Jackson, Michigan, and efforts to free him, focusing in particular on the 15th of January, when there is going to be the final sentencing, as far as we can tell from the court calendar docket for this court. So, Daniela, please continue.
Okay, yeah, December 15th was not the final sentencing. We are looking to January 15th. And right now it's important to figure out how we can affect Judge Chiroc's mindset. If Judge Chirac gets the idea that we backed off, then we like I said right before the break, he'll feel that he can do whatever he wants in a vacuum. We can't let that happen. If you are a lawyer or you are friends with a lawyer, make your friend that's a lawyer write a letter. Letters from lawyers are extremely important. If you know a judge, that's great too, but those are going to affect him the most. As you recall, he tended to belittle our letters saying they were from activists, and we want to really get him this time with a bunch of legal letters. There's a bunch of points I'm going to bring up in a second about what he's done that appears to be illegal from outside counsel. Just like Judge Chirac said during Pinckney's initial sentencing on December 15th, he says he's going to make an example out of you. He said this publicly. We need to take Judge Chirac's words and do the same thing, make an international example of Benton Harbor. It's important to make an international example. No matter where you are in this country, there are activist groups in your area. I've gotten a couple messages that read, I'd like to help, but my area is a wasteland, no press, no organizations. Granted, these were isolated areas by comparison, but I Googled those towns with the words either that town plus activism or that town plus civil rights, and in both cases, 50 to 100 organizations came up with pro bono civil rights law firms to Occupy groups that still meet up to smaller activist newspapers. There's no excuse for any individual listening to your show today not to get at least one piece of local press and organize or ally with a group of local activists around the case of Pinckney. And as we know, Pinckney represents much of our American problems and corruptions. If you study the case, please make it again your job to effectively learn how to articulate this case and sell it to press in your area. We still need activists to write letters to the judge that say, how can you sentence a man with no evidence? And we know that on December 15th, this was a packed jury. You can bring up the case of Gail Freeling. And like I said, we need press. Whirlpool is actively trying to sabotage support for Pinckney by running their own hit pieces. They have pulled in their big guns. We have people who are active. But if you're not, then I suggest you get a little less YouTube and a little more action. Pinckney needs donations. Pinckney needs donations. We need money to Banco to build an appeal fund and hire a Michigan bar-certified appellate lawyer, and the $6,000 court transcript. We didn't expect the court transcript to be this much, but it's going to be $6,000. So our current goal at bhbanco.org is $20,000, but this can be done because it's not just our organization. There's a lot of organizations mobilized, including Banco. And it's your job to try to get donations from civil rights organizations in your area. Even if it's $5 from each person, bundle that. Bundling is the key, and get that money to Banco. And then write a letter to Reverend Pinckney and say, I've bundled this much money, and I've organized with this group. I need to interrupt you for a second, Webster, to let everybody know that there's going to be a class. You might have covered this, but I just want to cover it from our Tax Wall Street Party. We are hoping for the weekend of Friday the 23rd of January, Saturday the 24th, and Sunday the 25th, because people are preparing to book tickets. So stay tuned to Webster's Twitter for the final date and venue address, and we will also post it on all of our party Twitters, Facebook pages, and maybe you could post it on tarpley.net. We need to for this venue, and I think the time has come, Webster, for party dues. It's been a couple of years, and we haven't asked, and the dues are going to be $20 per person per month. This will cover all the wonderful intelligence that comes from you and action from us, meaning we presented that wildly successful C-SPAN Russian fleets talk, but at that time we had to scramble to come up with the money to pay for the appropriate venue, and now we are behind for money to pay for the location for your class, and there are fees that we need to pay for everything, and instead of scrambling last minute, we've got tons of expenses on our end for Pinckney and just everything. And we're going to need, stuff is going to consistently come up, so we're going to need consistent party dues. This way we can do more and give you more. And to do this, please go to the taxwallstreetparty.org, and on the right side you'll see a PayPal button. You can make a $20 payment, and then you press the recurring monthly button. And this is probably the best investment that you can make pound for pound and head for head. We are doing a lot, and we'd like to do more, but we are unable to do more unless we have some foundation. So please consider making a recurring payment to the Tax Wall Street Party. And we are working on all the I can tell you all the legal work we're doing now if you'd like me to keep going.
A brief summary would be good. Let's go to the end of the segment.
Okay, so here's a legal brief, and there's going to be some legal language here, but we've asked the judge, and we've been pressuring Berrien County to ask them if it's legal that